judges who were held in high respect. Don't forget, before the Supreme Court, if they picked out judges that were universally respected by all groups, they would have got, and there are people like that. Aren't there people like that that were respected by both Democrats and Republicans for their... I think there are. I think that's the way that should be. And if you pick them out, there should be a method where the lawyers who know that, for instance, when they have a discussion with judges who are very, very good and very honest, there's certain lawyers that right up there, and they say these are the finest judges, not on the Supreme Court, but on other courts. They were not picked because of any reason, but because of honesty and integrity. Honesty and integrity have gone down the drain as far as I'm concerned. No, that's not my feeling. Maybe I'm talking.
But who would decide? Who would decide? Who
would decide? The people in the whatchamacallit, the lawyers have this big association.
The bar? The American Bar Association?
Yeah. Now you tell me now it's bad. When it started out, it's still, they're not to do the picking. They're to do it universally together, groups. Who are the judges there? They pick out good judges who are honest. They were around.
But what happens if the American Bar Association is very political? What happens if the American Bar Association really favors Democrat judges?
So that's fine. I'm talking about details of which association. If it's a bar association, it's fit for that, fine. I have no concern. But that's the way it should be done. If you have that and you know that if these are fair judges to start with, they're not going to change their mind, be Democrat, Republican. You had a Republican president that picked out a guy, the youngest guy, and you knew he was going to live a long time, he's going to run the thing. If that is bad, lack of integrity, complete lack of integrity, that should never have happened. And I feel there's got to be a better way. Because if the Republicans get back in office, it's going to be the same thing. The Republicans, I'm not blasting all Republicans, but I'm saying that the Republicans got into the habit of voting together as a bloc. You mean to tell me that all these guys are voting as a bloc or that's integrity?
What about the Democrats that vote as a bloc?
They don't vote as a bloc. They think there was about 15 the Democrats that didn't vote for that.
You're talking about in the Supreme Court or in the Congress?
And the thing too, despite that,
the 4 Democrats on the Supreme Court are Justice Breyer, Justice Ginsburg.
No, I'm talking about voting as a bloc, not in there, but I'm talking about the voting in a bloc for
the health care,
for the Senate. That's what I'm talking about. Now, when he picked the people to vote, he didn't give a damn about how good they were. He picked out somebody at a young age to start over with the Supreme Court justice. There was guys there that had more integrity and more knowledge than him. I would think so.
Roberts is very qualified.
He's qualified. He's learned more now, but he didn't have that intelligence.
He was one of the most admired and respected advocates in front of the Supreme Court of our era. He was very well respected. He was very well respected.
Because if he's very respected, he would not have been doing some of the things he's doing.
What about Justice Stevens? Justice Stevens was appointed by Jerry Ford, a Republican, and Justice Stevens typically votes with the Democrat judges.
I don't remember too much about that.
Justice Stevens was appointed by President Ford.
Yeah.
And he was appointed by a Republican. Yeah. But Justice Stevens...
now I remember. And the Republicans got a hold of Ford. Don't ever make that same mistake again. Is that correct?
Yes.
See? I remember what he said. Now it came back to me. They were so angry at him. Because Ford didn't know the people, and he just picked a guy that he thought was the good guy, and it turned out to be a fair guy, but not for the Republicans. Oh, well, that's life. Isn't it funny? I got interested in subjects like the Supreme Court.
You got a grandson that you could talk to anytime.
Maybe I have hidden things in my mind that I didn't know about the whole time. But I'm looking forward to you doing things. I'm so proud of you, Joshua. I'm really, really, and you know, when you can't do anything, and you've got somebody in the family that can do it, it gives me such a great deal of pleasure. And I love you for what you're doing, and just to keep up the wonderful things that you're doing.
Very good.
I just don't stop talking about them, and that gives me more energy that I want to hang around for a while. Which is what I'm trying to say.
Stick around, I'll make it worth it.
So if I tell you,
next year,
this is the last time I'm coming down here again, because that's what I said to Jerry before.
As you said last year.
I said, if I'm hanging around, I'm going to hang around for a while. My two sisters, one lived to 95, the other one to 94. So I'll be happy if I hit 95. I said that'll be very good. But the only thing I'm concerned with is here that I'll just have to sit and write things up that to keep my memory afloat. You know, to get a hold of one of the people in the pharmacy division and find out if there's anything that'll help me.
Just keep reading.